Well, hello everyone. This is Chrystal Lynn with Chrystal Lynn Astrology, and I'm coming to you from Southern California, Pacific Standard Time. Right now, it is 8 o'clock or 8:10, and I'm just sitting here in utter amazement of this full moon. We know that this is a very powerful full moon. It is a lunar eclipse right now, but we are at the 29th degree of this full moon. Okay, so let me see if I can show you guys. I know I'm out of my car. I'm not driving. I just got home and I was sitting here. Let's see if you guys can see it from here. There it is. There she is. So I'm just sitting here. And let's put this back down here. I'm just having so many epiphanies right now, and just the light bulbs going off. And the doors are finally opening. We're finally here into this whole new, some people say a whole new world, a whole new chapter, a whole new dimension. There's a lot of different ways you can look at it, but when we look at astrology right now, the astrology, we have finished some really heavy transits over the last 8 years. We have been through many Scorpio transits. We are finally out of that whole Plutonic process that is, dealing with psychological stuff, dealing with hidden family stuff, bringing up so many things, very, very sensitive energy. I'm talking during the last 8 years, in the comments, like, how has your life changed in the last 8 years? So, we keep talking about that, but what I want to talk about is what is happening as we move forward. Now, I wanted to read you this description, let's see here, of the moon in Cancer at the 29th degree. And many of you know that there's symbolic messages that we can look up that are, from a long time ago, I should say. Let me read it to you. Symbolic degrees belong to a branch of astrology, fatalistic astrology. Their interpretation must be regarded with the utmost caution, especially given the fact they are different. Authors give different messages to symbolic degrees. This is the reason why they are not included in astro theme reports. So basically, different astrologers have channeled, the description of each degree. Okay, I'm going to give you guys that. I'm actually looking at astro theme right now. So let's just have some fun here. Right now, as we speak, the message coming through is: in a field boarding the seashore, a young horse raises its head as it trots with its halter hanging loosely. A ship sails towards the horizon. So this is a really positive message right now. This is a positive time. I believe personally, when we're at the 29th degree, is the most potent time, because we're taking with us, this powerful insight that we've been given. As we've approached a few weeks, as we're looking into the future, like, maybe we really can have a new life. Maybe we can really see things differently. During, this time, and I talk about it a lot, but I'm going to keep talking about it because it's still happening. We've dealt with intense water energy. Again, remember, 2012, Saturn moved in to Scorpio. We had a long Mars in Scorpio transit. When was that? 2015, 16? with a retrograde. We had Jupiter in Scorpio coming back to, heal everything that was really, you know, had to be down in our lives. Astrology or Scorpio really is about death, resurrection. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a literal death, but it can mean a death of a part of us that no longer is healthy, no longer helps us, no longer, weighs us down. Those pathological thoughts that we're born with. Scorpio brings out those hidden things. And so, it's also really brought many of us to a place that are very intuitive and spiritual, or searching out, right? Our spiritual journeys, where we had to do a lot of alone time, like get down and really get real and really face those things in our life that we've never faced before. So we've done the work. We have now moved out. You all know that Jupiter moved into Sagittarius in November, late November. So what does that mean? As we move into 2019, we have this huge planet, Jupiter, very expansive. Some people call Jupiter Santa Claus, I believe Jupiter has a lot of healing powers, healing energy. Often, though, because it is so big, when it comes into our life, when it comes right in, it expands those things in our life. So what are those things? What are those Sagittarian things in our life? Many of you can look at your chart and say, where do I have Sagittarius? I actually have Sagittarius in my 9th and 10th house. Very prominent in my 10th house. So my career right now is just finally, after the last 6 years that I've been planting seeds, trying to move forward and getting set back and dealing with intense stuff and up and down emotionally. That's Scorpio, that plutonic energy. It can go down into the darkness where you can't see it. Now, remember, Pluto travels around Neptune. Okay, Neptune is the furthest planet out. That's why we call it this, the most spiritual, where, we can see through the veil onto the other side. And the other side can be a lot of things for a lot of people. Okay. I don't want to get too woo-woo, but I am a moon in Pisces, so I am very woo-woo. And, it's really opened up in us this in-depth search of who we are. Now, with Jupiter and Sagittarius, we have a chance now to take everything that's happened in our life and begin to put it together, to know what we believe, to finally I'm okay. I'm still standing. Look around you right now in your life, okay? Look around you and ask yourself, with everything that's happened in the last, we can even go back 10 years, but 7 years specifically, because we've been in a 7-year cycle. I look at that as Uranus and Aries. So the last 7 years has been about identity, finding ourselves, fighting for ourselves, setting our boundaries, pushing through barriers. Aries doesn't take no for an answer. And sometimes that's scary energy, I say scary, but I mean, if you don't have a lot of Aries in your chart, it's like uncomfortable to feel like I'm feeling so, not so much pushy, but claiming my identity. I have to find myself, and nobody is going to take that from me anymore. Many people have come out of severely malignant, narcissistic relationships. It's been very traumatic to become aware of the cycles of these type of relationships. For many people, it's been a lot of trauma, a lot of having to recover, having to find yourself again. And, that is really, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but, bear with me. We've got a full moon, okay? You guys who watch me know me. I being around, but I just feel like as these thoughts come through, and I go back to things too, so hang with me. Find what we believe. And I talk about, I keep bringing up the last 7 years because, we're still at this peak of being able to look back right now and maybe even understand a little bit more of what's happened. Scorpio is a very, very powerful sign. And they can set their standards extremely high. And they don't take no bullshit, right? They discern. They look when they see people. They pretty much can see the truth very quickly, possibly the worst in you. They can see your weaknesses. So for all of us, okay, because we all experience this, I have Neptune and Scorpio in my 8th house. So, don't even ask. So it's been a really intense journey. And then we take Pluto, like I said, who's spinning around Neptune. Neptune is another water sign, right? Neptune rules Pisces. Pisces is in its homeland right now. So it's a 14-year transit. And we're at the 14th degree right now. So we're just right at the, the meat of this, okay? Where the universe really wants to open us up to a whole nother world where we can understand there is a spiritual side and there is another side that we can experience, we can connect to. And for some people, that's through creative art, creative writing, music. It can also be for people who do experience being able to connect to the other side, connect with those people that have passed that we love and understand things more, what they went through and feel them. Myself having a moon in Pisces in the 12th house, my ascendant in Pisces, Neptune and Scorpio in the 8th house. I have this, I should say, this gift that I've had my whole life. I've only really become fully aware of it during the last 7 years. To be able to understand it, to be able to hone in my skills, to be able to be comfortable with it. And for a lot of people, it doesn't have to be something that's so far out there. It's just understanding that we have ancestors, that we have those people we love, that we can have dreams that guide us or teach us. So have to do those things. We know tends to see the best in people. The rosy colored glasses, where it's very easy when you go through a Neptunian cycle to have a lot of people come in your life that you just think, oh my gosh, this is just too good to be true. And, anything too good to be true usually is. What comes up must come down. But don't forget that transit is necessary for us to be able to believe, to be able to see, to be able to have these relationships that, feel like the soulmate. You have that connection and, you have that in-depth connection that, you're like in your own little world you know, in those relationships, you know, you two, those moments, we probably wouldn't have relationships at all. We almost have to be a little delusional to go into these relationships kind of in a way that, you know, we're looking at the best, we're seeing the best, we're feeling the best. Everything is so promising. Now, where people have a really hard time is when this transit, you know, this cycle begins to turn in, you know, begins to pass, I should say, and a new cycle comes in, that all of a sudden it's like, oh, this person has flaws. This person has a past. You know, fear of trust, you know, because you've opened your heart in these relationships. So all of a sudden you're standing there, and that's the Plutonic energy, the Scorpion energy we've had the last 7 years. We've been afraid. We've been fearful. You know, we've had to deal with those types of things. And, you know, it's not comfortable to talk about, is it? The more vulnerable you are in relationships, vulnerability, again, Neptunian energy, Neptunian transit, Neptunian influence. There's a lot of words that we can describe it as. You know, that world is so precious. That moment when you're in that little bubble, whether you're in it with anyone else, it's as if you know, can see into the future or have these ideas. You see yourself being successful. You see your dreams potentially coming true. But that time, that when that veil opens for us and we have that moment, it's kind of like the burning bush moment. We have to remember that. Oh, sorry about that. That's my daughter, Hannah. Oh, hold on. Hey, I'm doing a video right now.
Are you looking at the moon?
Yes, this is my daughter, Hannah. Say hi to everyone.
Hi, everybody. What's going on?
Oh my gosh, this full moon is so incredible right now. I was trying to share with people about it and talking about relationships and stuff, but being that we're in a lunar eclipse right now, what that means is that things can get really taken out of our lives, like shocking, like quickly, like, oh my gosh, it's over. You know, those things that we, you know, you and I have talked about it, those things that we've been holding on to so tightly, they just slip right out of our hands. And it can be confusing for a lot of people if they're not prepared for that, right? But at the same time, huh? Have you, I mean, can you identify with that? Are you identifying with that?
Yeah, no, I'm sitting with my friend Ashlyn right now, and she said that literally just happened to both of us.
It just happened to both of you, like total radical things just eclipsed out of your life?
Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, boys.
Relationships, right? We're talking about relationships. But how do you...
Yeah, we just both...
Oh, go ahead.
We both said that this year we felt a change, and then we brought it up to them. It was just not the same for them, and it was just like they eclipsed out of our life. Like there was no need anymore.
Yeah. You couldn't make it, you couldn't hold on to it anymore. You can't hold on to that old, you know, that whole, you know, the past of what's had a grip on you. But here's a really cool thing right now about this. And the fact that we're moving into 2019, all the planets are going direct. Everything's going direct right now. There's no retrogrades. It's very rare when that happens. And we have all these planets that are in their homeland. It's, you know, where they belong. And so the world is opening up to us in a whole new way. It's like we're walking into a whole new world, a world we've never been in. The world that we know is no longer, you know, is no longer effective. It's no longer working. if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's exactly true.
And so, you know, if you're ready for this and you're open, and I tell people all the time, you know, you have to do the work to move into, you know, the opportunities ahead. You know, we're moving into totally different opportunities, totally different relationships, totally different. It's like I said, it's a different world. And, you know, it doesn't mean we don't have a past, and that we don't have those things, but they no longer are going to have that grip on you. Isn't that freedom? Isn't that nice?
Yeah, and that's exactly why we felt the change was necessary.
Yeah. Do you feel like you had the strength to do it now versus before?
Yep, because before it was such a different feeling and era, and now it's just like times are different and gotta change it.
Do you see the future differently? How do you see the future right now? Like, are you getting excited now for this year? Do you feel the energy going forward? How are you feeling?
I think we both agree, like, we feel a sense of opportunity everywhere. Like, every time we go out, there's always something new, so.
Super cool right now. The moon is in Cancer. It's the funny 9th degree, so it's getting ready to move out of its full power. You know, we're ending the full moon cycle. But you know, the full moon has been in Cancer, and Cancer represents mother, represents your relationship with your mother. And you're calling me at the 29th degree. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah, it's actually really cool.
And this whole last 3 days, I was with all my family, my kids, my grandkids. Now I'm talking to you on the phone. My 20, are you 21 or 22? My 21-year-old daughter.
21.
You're going to be 22 this year, right?
Yes, I can't believe it.
My Taurus daughter. My beautiful Taurus daughter. She, you know, so.
All right, Mommy.
Are you going to go?
Yeah, I'm just getting in the car, and I kind of got a little drive, so I was just calling to see if you saw the moon like I did.
Oh, yeah. Did I say anything that was insightful for you?
A lot, always.
Okay, you're on the right path, baby. Just believe. Have faith. We got this. We got this. Okay?
Of course. Okay,
love you too, babe. Okay, this is where I have no idea of this video. My daughter just called. I just want to share with you. This is happening everywhere. So get excited. If you're sitting here right now and you feel like, I don't know what's happening, I don't have direction, I'm still feeling like this huge heavy shadow or heavy feeling that follows me, you know, you got to do some work. You got to get down on your hands and knees, you know, in the dirt like I do. I go in my garden and I actually sit down on the earth. I take my shoes off and I put my bare feet on the earth. And I feel it, and I get myself back in alignment by literally barefooting. And you have to get real. You have to be able to look. You have to be able to take responsibility for your part in the situations in your life. And you have to be able to also say that, you know, that's the ones you take on the guilt, or you're trying to fix, or feeling bad that you're moving on. You're not responsible for other people's walk in life. And it's okay to say, you know what? I really experienced a lot of trauma in those situations. And, you know, I didn't go into that relationship to experience that. And to be able to say, I'm okay. I made it. You know, I was saying earlier, catching on to something I said earlier, look at your life right now. What are the things that are still in it? You know, like for me, 7 years ago, the economy dove down so much that we were losing our homes. closure and I'm now I still have my home. Somehow I made it. The universe supported that. Um, I still have the animals in my life, horses, I mean, much. They're still with me. They made it through all of the craziness with me. They were my solid um, foundation. My husband, my children, my grandchildren, my good dear friends that some of them have come back in my life. Some of them I was separated from during that crazy time. We all got crazy and mad at each other and split up. And, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, man, that was so wow. It's just not the things that you're hanging on to that stand up for ourselves. And doing that, a lot of relationships were split, were like, very divided. Like, I don't know if I ever talk about person, but as we this new energy, as we enter this eclipse, not only is coming out of our lives that that let's see, okay, I'm only getting audio, you guys, so I'm just going to continue this. Not only are these things okay, here we go. I think this is the end of the video. Okay, whatever. Get out of here. All these things that drive me crazy on this. I'm sorry, guys. This is a crazy video. And Neptune is definitely in a very active right now. So I better, I love you guys. Hey, last thing I'll tell you, if you haven't ever emailed or messaged me, I'm going to put the link below for my email. Okay, email me right now with your chart, and I'm going to be giving out free natal chart reports. They're about 20 pages. I normally charge $25 for everyone who emails me in the next 24 hours or, next couple days. If you hear what, as soon as you watch this video, email me and just say hi, give me your information, and I will send you a chart. And this is going to be good for like the next week, 7 days. Okay. And then to send you guys some really cool stuff, up and coming stuff that I'm doing through my contact list. Okay. So Chrystal Lynn 68 at gmail.com. I love you guys. Comment below, and we'll talk soon. All right. Happy full moon.